This is a Dalarna University production.
Welcome to Arabic 1, lesson number 14. Today we're going to talk about verbs, nouns and prepositions, and then objects and subjects. The Arabic language is divided into three groups: nouns, verbs and prepositions. As nouns, we count names of people, animals, plants and things. Verbs are denoting actions performed in different times, and prepositions and particles are small words which don't really mean anything on their own, but they are very necessary together with other words to give the correct meaning. We're going to have some examples of nouns here. A noun in Arabic is called an ism, the same as the word for name, ism, and the plural form is asma, ism, asma. And we got some examples of nouns here. A noun could be name of a human person, a proper name like Ibrahim or Zaina. It could also be a word denoting a person like man, woman, child, aunt, etc. Husband. It could be name of an animal like qatta or kalb. Name of a plant like warda or tufa, or it could be a name of a thing like jabal, bait or haqiba. Verbs are called fa'al, and the plural is af'al in Arabic, and you remember it from the verb that we have learned, to do something, fa'ala, right? Fa'al is a verb in general, and af'al are verbs in plural tense, in the plural form. And verbs are words that explain what's happening or what someone's doing at a specific time. In the past tense, yesterday, last year, 10 years ago, or in the present, right now, I'm speaking, or tomorrow, next week, next year, etc. There is also the imperative, which is referring to actions that has to be done in the future, which we haven't discussed yet. That will be left for Arabic 2. There are also prepositions and particles, which are called, one of them is called a harf, which is also the word for a letter in Arabic, harf, and the plural is huruf, harf, huruf. Okay? And these little particles and prepositions, we've seen many of them before. We've seen fi, min, ala, etc. And we've seen hal, sin, sawfa, ma, la, and so on. These words don't really mean anything on their own. Fi, in, inside what, right? But together with other words, they're very important. It's really important to know if something is inside or outside, or on top or under, for example. But on their own, they're not that important. The next thing we're going to talk about are subjects. For those of you who have studied grammar a lot before, this will not be something new, but it's still good to repeat. A subject of a sentence is the person or thing, or animal for that matter, who is performing the verb. In Arabic, the subject is usually placed after the verb. So we've got verb, subject, the person or thing performing the verb, and then we'll see on the next page, after that we have the object. As you know, the subject is also marked in the verb itself. In Arabic, if you look at a verb, you can see exactly if it's a man or a woman who's performing the verb, if it's one person or two people, or more than that, three and more than that. And you can also see if it's the first person, if it's I or we, or if it's the second person, you, or if it's the third person, he, she, or they. All of that you can read just from looking at the verb. In these examples that we have here, the subject is marked in blue. Nama al-qattu, the cat is the animal performing the act of sleeping. Akala at-tiflu, the child ate. The child is the person in this case who is eating. Az-zahara al-shajaru, the tree flowered. So it's the tree itself that's performing this action of flowering. And Sara al-Qatar, the train went or passed by. And it's the train again, that's the subject, the thing that's performing the verb. Next thing we're going to talk about is objects. And the object is the person or thing or animal that's affected by the action or the result of the verb. Not all verbs take objects, like we saw in the examples on the last page. Nama al-qittu, the cat slept. We don't need an object here. No one is affected by this sleep. As we said also, the word order is usually verb, subject, object. Shariba, the verb, الطفل, the subject, الحليب, the object. The child drank the milk, so when we translate, we need to remember to change it around. شاهد أخي البيت, my brother saw the house. أكل الكلب الطعام. اشترى أبي التفاحة. Okay? Now, this is the normal word order or the usual word order. Now, if you feel that it's extremely important to say that it's the dog who ate the food. It wasn't you, it wasn't your brother, it wasn't the cat, it was the dog. You really want to emphasize this. Put the dog first. الكلب أكل الطعام. That's fine. It makes a difference in meaning in the way that you're emphasizing that it was the dog, but it doesn't really make a big difference. However, as we said in the beginning, the most usual word order is verb, subject, object.